Hi everyone. I've been trying to research or solve a mystery on why certain files won't show on my machine. Those are embroidery files that I've put on the USB drive and they don't show up. I've had a lot of input from a lot of people and have sort of come up with a list of things that hopefully might help you. As always, please look at the description for further information and for links that might be helpful. It's really a mystery to figure out why your embroidery file won't show on your Janome machine. So you load up your flash drive, you put it in the machine, you go to the embroidery mode, you go into look at the contents of the drive, and then you get this message. So there's a lot of reasons why this might happen, and I've basically boiled it down to 3 categories. It's either the USB stick, the file, or the embroidery design. So let's talk about the stick, USB stick. It's a memory drive, a flash drive, all those names are interchangeable. When you first get ready to put a embroidery design file on your machine, you need to format it on your machine. You can either format it on your machine or you can create the directories using your file manager on the USB stick on your computer. The first time you try to use your stick on your machine, you will need to format it. To do that, you're going to go into the settings menu and then go page forward using the red button, then choose the format option and make sure that you have selected the USB drive and not your local. That way you don't end up deleting any of your locally saved designs. So assuming that the stick is formatted and ready to go, you will need to make sure that the file is copied into the right folder on the USB stick. And that your machine is in embroidery mode when you try to find it, that you've also pressed the USB icon in the file mode on your machine. And the file name can't be anything but numbers and characters, and I believe the length is limited to 8 characters in length. So if it's too long, it won't show up. So here I'm going to show, I'm using a Mac and I have my USB stick plugged into my machine, into my computer, excuse me, and I'm going into the embroidery file in the embroidery directory. And there's nothing in there right now, but I am going to move or copy one of my embroidery files into that directory. So I'm going to copy it. Now, this is on a Mac, but the concept is the same. If you're using Windows, you're going to use the file manager to do, something similar. And there my file is in the directory. I will eject that and then put it in my machine. And if that doesn't work, the next thing to check is the embroidery design itself. So the design can't be any larger than the hoop size for your machine. Also, it can't exceed the number of stitches allowed on your machine. And then the embroidery design is supposed to be centered in the hoop canvas of your machine. And so you might have to open the embroidery file in some kind of a viewer. There's Embrilliance, there's Stitch Buddy, there's the Janome digitizing software. I use a different vector software, but just to show you what I found out about this problematic file. It is, so here's an example of one of the designs that I've been struggling with, and I hit up the Janome Classroom Facebook group for input on all the things that could be wrong. And I believe, after checking all the other things, I think the culprit on this file is that it is too big for my hoop and it has too many stitches. So if you notice, I've opened this up in a viewer, if you notice that the size does exceed the size of my square hoop, and it is over 10,000 stitches, which I believe was the limit, but either one of those two things could be the reason why I'm not able to get this to show up. So if I want it to show up, what I need to do is put it in editing software and maybe split it into quarters or halves, and in order to reduce the stitches and give it a go that way. So I hope this helps you. Be sure to subscribe or give a thumbs up, and most of all, leave comments if you have any feedback or corrections, or if I've omitted anything. I really do appreciate it. I have a blog that I'm going to be updating as things are learned about this subject. I'll go ahead and update it there. I've linked to it in the description of this video.